Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hi. Oh, it's a blank screen. I meant to start off with the screen of, the integrated strategies, but oops, didn't mean for it to be darkness. But yeah, welcome back to the Sarkaz's Furnaceside Fables, woohoo! Let's see if it continues being wholesome. And oh, true, let's choose a different music, let's see. Oh gosh, where are they? Oops. Oh no! Don't know how to get there at that point. Okay, archives. And then, I guess melodies? Yes, melodies. Perfect. Time to listen in. More ominous. Actually, wait, let's do this one now. Tempting. Land of laws, tested by life. Okay, maybe not. Tried by souls. I'll just stare at the music, the titles. Like, judged by a hero. Okay, judged by a hero's like boss music. Fair trade. Okay, I love fair trade. Oh yeah, we're using fair trade. Yeah, I'm digging this. This is great. Truly a fair trade indeed. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, now let's switch scene. Ta-da! Okay, just gonna make sure everything works properly. Yep. Looks good. Methinks. I can see everything. Like, wow, I can see clearly. So starting off with Furnaceside Fables ending 2. Fated encounter. The black beast clamps its jaws down on its prey's throat until it stops struggling and goes limp. Suddenly, it sees a flash of gold, a creature it's never seen before in the wastes. Under the sun, the strange creature's mane shines, its fangs and claws powerful. Curious, the black beast puts down the prey, locks eyes with the creature and pounces at the creature. Obtain Talons of Hatred. I know, right? Serious moment with a fair trade. Like, I'm just entertained by it. It's so different from the other music. Even more Talons of Hatred. A vampire killed my sister, a Sarah took my papa, and Mama escaped with me. I'll never compromise with the Sarkaz. They can repent when they're all gone. When Sarkaz kill their prey's descendants will kill the Sarkaz in return. Kill or be killed. A third option does not exist on Terra. Desire to express. Revenants suddenly appear in your tail. They rampage through it, tearing out a chunk of the sky and throwing it onto the ground. In its place, they construct a giant portal, and countless smaller portals pour out from it, swallowing up the living and spitting them out in other times. They'll drive you mad with their antics before they stop. Bear a little longer. After you concede, the tail is quickly torn apart into nothingness. With nothing left to destroy, the revenants fade away in satisfaction, leaving behind only a fragment of the tail for you. You breathe a sigh of relief, pick up the fragment, and begin imagining a new tail. Darn revenants. Epochal Revision. Look, this one is one of the many tomes that the Sarkaz has written to hold their prophecies. Let's see. Destroyed homeland, cruel enemies, the usual stuff. Wait, these are unlucky incidents. That all happened to me recently? Could this book be foretelling my fate? I wonder if I can change my luck if I did some revisions. If Originium was edible. And also, if the land united into one. And we all lived great lives. The end. I wonder what origini would taste like. Yummy. Delicious. You know, this one's actually perfect for this moment. It's just too goofy. So we can continue with this OST. If we're talking about eating originium... Kind lady. We meet again. A young lady calls out to you. She looks familiar, but you cannot remember her name. Don't bother trying to recall. I'm not in your story, so you'll soon forget it even if you do. She takes out a page, seemingly freshly torn from a book. So will you need my help this time? Please help me. No problem. She shakes her hand just slightly, and the paper somehow burns with no flames. A warm current courses through your body, and all fatigue and pain vanish. But as the warmth quickly fades, the returning cold air nearly makes you choke. Good luck. Try to go further this time. Everyone's waiting for the rest of the story. She says with a kind smile. With a snap of her fingers, she vanishes. Warm and cozy. One anecdote ends, and a new story is yet to begin. For now, what you see is just the warm flames of the furnace from your memories. Have a good rest. When the warm flames provide comfort, you're more captivated by the future that awaits. Before the new story unfolds, you decide to eagerly prepare for its arrival. Listen to a story. It's easy to lose oneself in the comfort of the furnace's light and fire, so you sit in an open space and listen to a banshee sing a story you've never heard. Soul experiences, eye for an eye. The Tin Man has gathered some scattered memories and reconstructed them into a story. Would you like to experience them? Experience a Sarkaz tale, alright! A vampire once imprisoned by the Crimson Troop now plots revenge. She will drench them in their own blood, an end befitting their name. The story becomes clearer. The author of the story cares not where the blood flows, only that there be a bloodbath. Ooh, ominous. Hello, hello. I also love how cute the little pop-out is. Look at how adorable they are. Soul experiences, twin gargoyles. Ah, look at how familiar these twin gargoyles are. I love it. Look at our cute little Sancta siblings as little twin gargoyles. At least I'm assuming it's supposed to be them. Adorable. The Tin Man has gathered some scattered memories and reconstructed them into a story. Would you like to experience them? Experience a Sarkaz tale. Alright. This pair of gargoyle cousins are renowned catastrophe messengers in Casdell. Oh yeah, it is them. Arturia excels in stone-shaping arts, while Federico is known for his rock-solid perseverance. Their conflicting personalities often lead to arguments, but in their disagreements are matched only by their unwavering solidarity against catastrophes. The story becomes clearer. Give people a path, and they'll fight tooth and nail to follow it. Deny them one, and they'll carve a path themselves. Safe house, grace before fire. Whether around a campfire, a bright lamp, or an energy-transporting furnace node, the Sarkaz can always find a place to gather, talk, and trade. Even in the gravest times, you and your group find an empty spot among the crowd and sit down, resting briefly and contemplating your next steps. Reorganize. Hello, hello. While the stories vary, the solutions to their challenges remain constant. You take inventory of your resources, assess each member, and reorganize the team. Employee of Babel. Together with his kin, a man named Big Bob, hello Big Bob, has transformed his Babel outpost into a rest station for travelers. However, since they all wear identical gear, you're not sure which one's the real Big Bob. As you prepare to depart, a Babel employee brings you some supplies. Thanks, buddy. Some say Big Bob is a mercenary loyal to his men. Others claim he was once a wealthy and straightforward businessman. There are even rumors of him having done time in a moldy jail. But to you, he's just a regular guy trying to get by and a good buddy to the Sarkaz. What a good buddy. Thank you, Big Bob. Scout. Present and future. The story's content is ever-changing. Its uncertainty is both a boon and a curse. As such, while we immerse ourselves in the present, someone has to go into the strange future and scout the way. Dispatch someone to the future. Your chosen member soon finishes packing and vanishes from view. Lost and found, the origins. The hunter is now the hunted, shambling through the silver mounts. Each step brings him closer to death. But amidst the relentless metallic onslaught, something seems destined to lead him out of this lethal peril. And that something is... This isn't a trinket, but a spearhead. Switches the Talons of Hatred for the Doodle of Hope. Aw, that's cute. I like this. Obtain Doodle of Hope. Oh man, time to make an isekai tale. I wonder how the revenants, how the ancestors would think about an isekai tale. I'm a Tikaz orphan. My parents died in a catastrophe, and it was my feeling neighbor who raised me and treated me as one of his own. I can say with a clear conscience that I am a descendant of the ancients. The peace and serenity of the drawing leave a deep impression on the hunter. In the days to come, he will wear the crown and become the king of all life. Shifting city. Kazdel city structure defies logic. Roads stretch based on intuition. And the scenery mirrors one's subconscious. Walking through it feels like reflecting on time and space. Consequently, many lose their way while the city itself watches countless bewildered travelers with great interest. Isekai Teo. Oh man. It would be fun having a Tokai Teo Isekai version. I'm still gonna try for Il Condor Pasa. I'm happy with my Grass Wonder, but I want both isekai protagonists. Gosh darn it. Like, please. Please, Uma Musume. You didn't give me Seiyun Sky or Hishi Amazon. Give me isekai protagonists, please. Try to understand the city. You deconstruct the city's logic with your plans and uncover its principle. In this perceivable space, one's creativity condenses into tangible bricks that pave the city. These bricks change with each shift in thought, reshaping the city with every change. You apply this understanding to the road ahead, and Kazuo reveals a path to somewhere familiar. I'm back? Plausible but false. You go through a door and land on the ship's deck. It seems to be Rhodes Island, but the Castilian furnace atop it makes you think that it might be a Sarkaz migration ship. You then see a duo walking towards you, one being the Teresa you know so well, but the other is the feline general who attacked Castel? What's going on? Ask them for help. After learning how you were brought here by the door, Teresa and Kelsey dispatch an operator to accompany you, but also to explore your land once you're home. Don't worry, Kelsey says. The stories have closer connections than you imagine, so it's not too difficult to return here if you wish to. Possibility. Story to be told. You notice the rift atop you notice the rift open up in the corner of Casdell. An immature and incomplete concept brought to life. You watch the scene unfolding inside the gap and decide to fill the gap with your plans. The gap expands until it replaces the original landscape. Meanwhile, a vague sense of connection spreads into your mind. Whatever it is, a new story begins. Coronation. The previous king of Sarkaz is no more, and the black crown floats between Teresa and Teresa's. The power of Civile Eterna awaits a wielder. The Sarkaz await their king, and Kazo awaits its master. And so we witness the two of them crowning each other. Gain lingerers, pure white petals, and wordless deed. Obtain pure white flowers, a new world. Obtain wordless deed, your flower bed. The black crown follows their hands and splits into two, hanging above both their heads. Henceforth, the Sarkaz usher in two kings ruling together. Some cheer for the arrival of this new era. Others fear this unprecedented anomaly. As for what happens next, we still do not know. Gain Pledge of Babel. Babel is directly led by two kings of Sarkaz, who have contributed greatly to the advancements of the military, technology, and medicine. Its initial and also ultimate goal is to eliminate war itself by any means necessary. Ooh, daily went from 30 per day to 75 per day. Login bonus 20 to 25, and team trials rewards. Class 6 went from 250 to 375. Oh yay! The more the merrier. I need. Now, can they please reset the bonuses in the shop? Come on. Give me more carrot discount thingies. Or more carrot bonuses, I mean. Please, may I have some more? Eve of Defense. Castle city walls are being reinforced to resist the Coalition's invasion. Right after you put a roadblock into place, a Sarkaz comes by. Hey friend, wanna know about something that just happened to the city? Or happened in the city? What is it? I hear the dreadful feline general has even brought Ursus to her side. We'll have to face a four-nation coalition. Hey, don't run away, let me finish. A brother of mine in the city says the two kings have prepared the Sarkaz well. The Goliaths have donned new armor, and the songs of the Banshees are strong. I have faith in our victory. I wonder how difficult it was for them to break the crown. Oh man. Man, I can't wait for my club that I made to get grading inside of Uma Musume. I'm just gonna like boost the club myself basically by how much I play. Or at least I think I would've, but oh no! I want more Umas to raise. Let me summon new Umas, please. Decision in Despair. A battered line of Sarkaz clad in black, slowly inches forward. With most of their bloodlines lost, the Sarkaz struggle to find a way out. You seek guidance from the sages for a path to survival. The Banshee takes out a bone pen, the Lich gazes into the void, and the Cyclops opens its lone eye. After a moment of contemplation, you decide to follow the Cyclops' prophecy. Okay, the club is like new, so there's only a few of us right now. I bet more people will join after it's graded. Like, I give shoes multiple times a day. Shoes, shoes, shoes. I'm all about shoes. Follow the Cyclops' prophecy. When possessing, Doodle of Hope. The Sarkaz follow the Cyclops and settle in Sami, working with the locals to repel demons to the north. The Eye of the Cyclops has witnessed countless future and tragedies. To ensure the Sarkaz remain free from the demonic plague, the Cyclops depart to face the demonic disaster alone. With eyes festering from demonic corruption, they foresee the demon's demise. Decision in Despair Part 2. Secret HR letter. Beep, gave this to you? Guess there's no problem then. A gift from an ally. You failed to get an answer from the sages, since no one can point to a certain future. The only thing left to do is keep moving on, for at least a path right ahead is still clear. And so the Sarkaz continue to roam the land. They dream of building castles strong but distant. Getting active members shouldn't be too horrible, I hope. I will carry for now. I cry. Do you know if, like, as soon as a new month starts, will my rank automatically get, like, boosted by a lot, or will I just start D automatically? Or F? I don't know how new clubs work. Right now I'm unranked because it's a new club. But I've been playing a lot, so come on. You know you wanna, like, boost me accordingly, game. Future Hunter. A Cyclops tears open a rift and appears before you. Greetings. Her manner is polite, but her tone carries an edge. You have it, don't you? The key that can change the future. Though she doesn't look directly at you, her gaze feels piercing. Please hand it over so I can alter the bleak future I foresee. Do not refuse me. Present the drawing representing hope. Gives up Doodle of Hope. Peace and mutual aid. What wonderful illusions. The colors within suffice to overcome any darkness. With it, I can erase a dark future. I have foreseen before it is too late. Thank you. She leaves you a wonder of life, then disappears into the rift. Yo, so far so good! Ooh! Oh, this is nice so far. It is so positive. Like, uh-oh. Okay, depends on how many fans you got across a month for the entire guild. Ooh, so I'm not gonna just start off at like F rank, that's good. I know I got like several millions. I don't know the exact amount, but it is an amount. A Garden of the Departed. War, disease, and accidents have constantly wrested friends away from Teresa's and Teresa. To commemorate the fallen, the two kings have erected a memorial park in the center of Casdell. Here, you see the monuments dedicated to their close friends. You walk before one and look carefully at the name of the departed, Fitzroy. Here lies Mr. Fitzroy, a merchant friend who shifted Columbia's attitude with commerce. He died from an incurable genetic condition. As per his will, the Banshee dynasty has inherited his assets. A few Originium ingots are placed before his monument. Well, it's nice of him leaving all of his assets. Dang. Okay, I hope I'm not gonna start off with D+. Like, please at least start me with a C. Like, is there a guide for how the clubs work? I should read, you know, I should really do my due diligence. Garden of the Departed. Erickson. Here lies Erickson, recorder of history. He died of old age with no regrets. Several books are placed before his monument. Touch. Here lies Touch, an expert outfield medic of Babel. She unfortunately succumbed to fatigue from excessive work. Oh my goodness, I hate that. That is fear. Oh, that is too realistic. Some medical equipment lies before her monument. Ascalon. No, not Ascalon. Here lies Ascalon, chief bodyguard of the King of Sarkaz. She protected the king from 100 assassins and perished in the line of duty. A bouquet of fresh flowers is laid before her monument. No! Aw, man. Boo! Okay, she was easy. And fans over a month. That's easy enough. Wait, no, not Mia. Garden of the Departed. Not the baby. Oh no. Our precious little Mia. Amia. Here lies Amia. May she rest in peace. 10 rings are carved on her monument. In an absent-minded daze, you see a vision of Teresa putting on Amia's rings for her and seeing her off. When you return to your senses, those same 10 rings are already on your fingers. You don't know why, but you feel that these rings don't belong to the Amia before you, but to the King of Sarkaz, to Rhodes Island. They belong to the goddess you know. Obtain 10 rings! Woohoo! At least 1 million fans per week? That's easy enough. I'm actually really curious, you know? I'm just gonna satisfy my curiosity real quick. Oh man, the Amia. So if it's only 1 million fans per week, I think the last time I streamed Umusume I was at like 70,000 or 70 million fans or something like that in total. If I just click on myself right now, what am I at? Will it tell me? Where was it found? Where did they see my stats earlier? I'm a dummy. I don't know where to find my stats anymore. My stats are just stats. They exist somewhere. They're hidden. Off into the void. Where is it? Ooh! B rank give everyone 900 carats and 900 club points. Oh, nice! I'm too curious now. Where do I find this? I wish I knew how many points I got, because right now I'm D, unranked. Okay, total fans. Okay, this is my total amount of fans right now. 145,791,675 fans. Yeah, just like a little bit of fans. Only a little bit. Oh, this is gonna be funny seeing how my rank changes, because right now I'm unranked. Oh, this is great. Is it gonna tell me how much I got in the month? Because I'm curious how much I got just in the month. Teehee. That's higher than your best member. Well, you know, that just guarantees that I'm gonna boost the club myself. Well, oh, now my palms are sweating. That just shows my addiction. Oop. And then someday I'm gonna get like A+ rank Umas. Someday. Highest I can get is A. But it's okay, because I'm mainly summoning Umas themselves. I should be summoning cards, but I'm a dummy. But now to continue. Obtain 10 rings. Amiya hoped to change the land with her own power, rather than relying on the King of Sarkaz. She refused their kindness and journeyed through Terra's nations with unmatched resilience and resolution. Oh. So she still traveled along the lands. You know, good for Amiya. No matter what, Amiya's a trooper. Oh no, it got slightly cut off. Let me just scroll a tiny bit, do it. So final page. Yep, final page, and I scroll a tiny bit. In countless stories and reflections, Castle has transformed from an empty shell with just a furnace into a prosperous city. Details and histories that defy reality fill it up, nearly completing it. Now, the only thing it lacks, the piece it needs from you, is its ending. You take a deep breath and declare the king's true names. It is Teresa with Teresa's. You succeed. The painful reality casts from your mind. Castle stretches out before you, attracting people from all races. An inclusive federation rises on Terra, with the speaker and the general, no, Kings of Sarkaz, realizing their dream. Soon, they find your group. Classified as anomalies by Sibylla Eterna, they're obligated to eliminate you from this land. A century or more ago, the Sarkaz rescued the Palace of Westaleg along with other plates from the giant catastrophe in Londinium and brought them to Castel. It was the beginning and a symbol of reconciliation. Well, overall, it seemed pretty positive. Overall. I wonder if she is reacting to Nymph in that case. Or reaching out to Nymph. But that's sweet how they even made a monument for Amiya. Precious baby Amiya. Like, oh Amiya, you deserve the world. So gosh darn that person who died from overworking. Ah, the realism there hurts. And now to move back. Okay, and now to get to the next part, let me just look at the little guide real quick. So next would be ending scene of Twin Crowns. And then 1 to 3 of Twin Crowns. Okay, I got this. That'd be cute though if this, in this world, even Teresa's like Amiya. It's like, okay little baby. . And now over here. Oops, wrong one. I looked earlier. Yeah, unlike Arteresis, who has close himself due to his dedication goals. Oh man, oops, I shouldn't look at the pictures. Was it over here? Oh no, I gotta bring up the other one too. I got lost. Okay, there. Twin crowns. Okay. Let's see how this goes. The two kings dismiss the guards in the room, leaving only the Sarkaz with them in front of the meeting hall of New Casdell. I guess the OC changes, like automatically for this one. They have subjected the storytellers into a trial, and found that not only do they not truly exist on the land, but also held no ill intentions. Thus, the duo stops being hostile and prepares to listen to their visitors' dissent. The Sarkaz each have their own wildly different ideas, but the kings listen and acknowledge them all. The guests were allowed passage. They were invited to freely explore New Casdell, and to tell more of their interesting stories. After that, the hosts walk towards the steps, with their guests move towards a huge door. Perhaps, after experiencing the spectacular New Casdell, the story shall come to its end. But Nymph does not want it to end. To her, this story has only just begun. She wants to further explore this Casdell, to go outside and see how the Sarkaz live now. However, she soon realizes that her own body no longer seems to be responding to her. Time dilates and clogs, and her surroundings come to a stop. Then she feels herself being lifted from her body, soaring into the sky. She only catches a glimpse of this changed land before she falls into a silent darkness. The sky rumbles, indicating the Revenant's satisfaction, but also indicating the story is on its last page. The unconscious Nymph falls, and in that moment, the two kings turn around and try to help the frail Sarkaz up. An invisible force catches her body before she can hit the floor, and slowly lifts her back up. The keys and her staff scatter in all directions, leaving a space difficult to discern if reality or otherwise. Aww. A white figure emerges from the doll's head. Okay, what's coming out? Oh, it's Amiya! Hi, Amiya! Amiya. Teresa's and Teresa's deepest regret. A helpless cottage girl all on her own, who they adopted, influenced, and eventually succumbed to her apathy. Oh, they both adopted her in this case. Oh, that's cute. Her apathy took her life away, and they are powerless to stop it. But now, the emotions coming from that phantom are precisely what they had lost. Amiya raises her hand, and a pure white crown appears in the air. Civilly Eterna, the kings had never imagined burdening Amiya with this. But on another Terra, in another existence, perhaps, they may have passed on their inheritance to her when they fell. The love for Amiya. And so they raised their hands, manifesting a black crown. The crowns overlap, recounting a tale of loss and regret. At the same time, they also conveyed joy and hope to the other. The past that was changed. The present that does not exist. The future that is still longed for. Through Civilly Eterna, information on all that has happened in both worlds is transmitted between them bit by bit. Until... Uh-oh. Why are we in a hospital? Nymph opens her eyes. She can still remember going into the story from the Soul Furnace. Then where's this place? How did she end up here? She's left confused and a little nervous. Are you awake? All her worries disappear when she hears a familiar voice and sees a figure roughly her own height. Rest well, Miss Nymph. Don't worry. You'll be alright soon. Hi, Amiya. Thanks, Amiya. Okay, I'll change the OSC for this one. The goofiness is mainly with Tin Man. King Halo, our card is awesome. Ooh. And let's see how these ones are. Yeah, it is kind of bittersweet. In Twin Crowns, they achieved everything they wanted. Teresa achieving her vision. Teresa dedicating to that vision. No Kelsey or Mia, though. Or Dokta. But no matter what, they still love the Mia. Which I appreciate. This song is tempting. Or maybe this one, let's see. No, it felt too ominous, so maybe not that one. This one has potential too, maybe. We'll go for a rise, my friends. And oops. Okay, back here. And then parts 1 through 3. A long drip of time. Kazo looks as if it hasn't suffered a catastrophe in a long time. All sorts of buildings line the city's perimeter with paths interwoven between. What used to be transverse platforms are now loaded with containers in all shapes and sizes. A group of merchants discuss what sort of goods they're hoping to trade for in Castel. Oh look, more trading. Some are planning to order records from their labels. Some want to see the hottest fashions from the biggest retailers. Some are after a batch of Sarkaz spells explained. I love that. And some want to purchase high-quality crops to ship down south. Everyone has a special witchcraft card seemingly allowing them to travel freely within the city. The grand building in the city center appears to be a museum, with banners hanging everywhere commemorating the centennial anniversary of its establishment. Some scaffolding remains as workers discuss with the children of soil and stone how to conduct the final renovation. A group of workers happen to end their shift and change into fresh clothes before melding into the crowd of visitors to view the exhibition. Hello? Sarkaz or not, everyone enters with a ticket in hand and no discrimination in sight. Banshee guides lead a long line of visitors to exhibits as pairs of Goliath security guards accompany each display with their back straight. Some crude and mysterious ritual instruments are on display, covered with witchcraft-reinforced glass for tourists from all over the land to see. At the end of the many exhibits, the last stop is the gift shop, where you can buy replicas of the ancient furnace, copies of the Lich's notes, or the exact fragrance the Lord of the Banshees uses. I love the gift shop. An entire area in a corner of the city is reserved for young students, with each classroom filled to the brim. Banshees teach singing lessons, Liches immerse themselves in the study of logic, Wendigos conduct PE. Okay, the silly music would actually match this one right now. But this one's fine. And the Dejaj have taken the role of psychotherapists, soothing the sensitive hearts of the children. The campus's green grass is perfect for relaxation and hanging out. And a clear artificial river draws in those looking for some fun. One can follow the river to find oneself at the ruins of the former soul furnace. It seems at some point, the Sarkaz used to power the city by burning revenants, but released them from the furnace once they had the technology to build a nomadic city. However, this ancient construct was not demolished, but instead renovated. Once full of flames, it has now become the source of all the artificial water channels in Castel, as it continues to nourish the city. They went from flames to water. Nymph rises from her bed, recalling the scenes from before. The sight she saw right before she lost consciousness. It was Casdo, the Casdo narrated by her and her companions. How beautiful and inviting it was. But what about reality? Nymph looks out the window. Particles of originium dust are mixed in with the morning mist, and she can only barely make out a yellowish-brown skyline of dilapidated buildings in the distance, and the intermittent shouting of faraway Sarkaz workers. You're awake, Miss Nymph? Did you sleep well? Amiya's come to visit her with some breakfast. Super well, Amiya. Nymph kneads her own cheeks. Is something happening outside? Nothing unusual. Rhode Island just delivered some construction materials, so they're just moving it over to the work sites. Did the noise wake you up? Or did the noise wake you? No, not at all. Nymph picks up a comb from her bedside table and begins to sort out her hair. Right. I dreamed I saw the streets of Casdell from before I left the story. Would you like to hear about it? Of course. Amiya sits by the sickbed, listening intently to Nymph's story. Oh, how wonderful it would be if Casdell really ended up like that. I don't think it's all that distant of a dream for the Sarkaz. Yeah, which is why I need to work harder, to learn more skills at Rhode Island. Who knows, maybe I'll be the one to make it come true by the time I get back? I'm sure you can do it, Miss Nymph. Hehe, thank you. We still have time, so why not let me tell you a story? Oh, of course. You're the one who went into the Revenant space to pull me out after all. You should be more careful next time. Don't lose yourself in there. I know I messed up. Back then, it felt like I flew out of my body, and I saw Her Highness and the General turning their heads. Then what happened? Settle down. Now, how should I put this? Let's start with the Amiya from inside the story. Ooh. Oh, I like this. Oh, this is fun storytelling time. Okay, from Amiya inside the story. Part 2. That which you made up for. A long time ago, Teresa and Teresa's were ambushed in Rambilliton. They were separated for a long time, and in their time apart, Teresa saved an infected girl. Her name was Amiya. She was the only survivor of a convoy crash. And Originium had left a giant crystal chunk in her right shoulder. She could not walk at all, and also suffered a severe fever from neuropathy. Teresa could only try to patch her wounds, and cross the waste with the girl on her back, looking for help. The assassins were relentless, and the girl's fever refused to subside either. Teresa could only try her best to protect her as she struggled through the barrens. When Teresa's and Babel found Teresa, the seamstress was taking a breather with the girl deep inside her arms. Her latest assassins had fallen only a short distance away, and the arm she cradled the child with was still dripping with blood. They rushed the girl back to Babel to treat her, and fortunately saved her life. However, the originium in her shoulder was possibly a lifelong companion. Teresa adopted her, and would spend her free time with the child together with Teresa's, be it fate or their own compassionate nature. She was prepared to take care of Amiya for the rest of her life. After all, Amiya's condition wasn't the best, and Babel's medics had estimated the goddess might depart this land within the next 5 years. However, she had the fortune to make it to adulthood, and only passed after 2 more decades. No one knows when exactly she did. They looked for her and found only a medicine box covered with originium dust, a white robe ripped apart by originium particles, and a damaged ID card. Teresa knew this day would come, and had long since prepared for it. But when she held the neuropathy monitoring and prevention notebook left in the medicine box for the King of Sarkaz, she could not hold back her tears. Teresa's too held regret over Mia's passing. It was more than just a shared empathy between the twins, but his own personal recognition and respect for Mia. Aw, so he did love Mia. For all of his lofty ideals, Babel had been forced to erect its tower on blood, and Amiya was fundamentally against this. She herself was a victim of war, and never wanted to be on the side that hurt others. As such, she bid the kings farewell, refusing any other help, and left Casdo on their own as a wandering medic, helping the dying and injured. she gradually formed a small medical squad that specialized in rescues in areas ravaged by catastrophe or combat. Few managed to stick to their ideals to the very end, and Teresa's could not help but think of the little goddess tormented by neuropathy as he picked up what remained of her. He had once looked after Mia for Teresa. At the time, he asked her if she had any wishes. She told the swordsman that she wanted to become someone who could defeat neuropathy. He had laughed, treating it as a child's simple hope, but now he truly felt the weight of her will. Okay, imagine Teresa's laughing too. Dang. It was because of these shared experiences that the kings cherished their encounter so much. Even knowing it was not the same Amiya they knew personally, she shared the same tenacity, determination, and courage as the Mia in their memories. As she floated in the air and the crown appeared, inheriting their unfinished cause, the joy that sprung up from their hearts brought them a sense of gratification. In Amiya's eyes, she thought it fortunate to see a future where the two had reconciled. How could she not feel excitement and inspiration when she saw Teresa's ideals realized? So, what did you say to them? Amiya smiles but does not answer. She insists Nymph get more rest. On the empty bed beside her, Civilate Eterna takes out a non-existent set of pen and paper to note down Amiya and Nymph's conversation, as well as these strange stories. She has a huge smile on her face. Aw, that's adorable. Okay, it's cute. Open box. Part 3. Few people know that a cell lies hidden in the bottom of Babel. No one stands guard, for the kings of Sarkaz have set up many precautions to ensure the Sarkaz's greatest enemy can never escape. Few come to visit, but today, Teresa walks through the barren corridor and opens the cell door. Long time no see, Kelsey. The feeling called Kelsey does not reply, and merely continues sitting at her desk, reading the ancient book in her hands. Or should I call you Alma 10? The feeling turns her head to look at Teresa's, a hint of surprise hidden deep within her seemingly lifeless eyes. There should be no one who knows what the string of letters means. Who did you hear that from, King of Sarkaz? Amiya shared a secret with us. In the world where she lives, you're one of her most capable assistants, a powerful aide to the King of Sarkaz. Of course you wouldn't know who that is here. To you. She's merely a single infected goddess, unworthy of your efforts or attention. There's only one thing we want to know. There is a human by her side, face hidden by a hood. Who is that? I don't have an answer. We never expected you to give us one. Footsteps are heard once again in the long corridor outside the cell, as Teresa quickly walks into the room. Did you get anything? Nothing, Teresa. Kelsey never has and never will reveal any truths to us. How is that monster doing? Kelsey's servant has been sealed by the liches, and there is no room for her thoughts to slip out. Time is running out. Let's begin. Yes. A black crown appears above the two. So where's the doctor? Doctor, where are you? Your thoughts are as vast as a mountain range, Kelsey. Without a guide, no one would be able to excavate the information they want. But now we have an image, a sound, a memory. Amiya is sure that the person can help us fight Originium, so we must make contact. I'm sorry, Kelsey. Please don't resist. We don't want to hurt you. Just tell us everything you know, alright? And don't worry. You won't remember anything that happens today. Teresa's voice is gentle, like a plea, but Kelsey's memories are already flooding into the twin souls, wave after wave. Kelsey never attempts to fight back, but has long since structured her memories into a labyrinth to deter the kings from finding the truth. A pity, then, that the memories Amiya gave them were so real that Kelsey's falsehoods failed to confuse them. They shunned the untouchable memory sectors, and soon arrive at their answer. Teresa and Teresa say the same name at the same time. Oracle. 4 months later, Babel follows Kelsey's memories and discovers the wreckage of a ship. Oh, okay, so we're gonna find the doctor now. Intriguing. I want to say probably Teresa was the one who locked her up, if anything. Because I feel like they could have killed her off, but it's like, no, 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 no. We should just keep her instead. It's like, we shouldn't kill her. Let's make a special room for her. Let's give her a nice desk, a nice bed. Ta-da! 4 months later, Babel follows Kelsey's memories and discovers the wreckage of a ship. The intelligent control system aboard is still operational, and the engineers spend a lot of time trying to bypass the system and take control. Every hatch opening requires enormous manpower, but the Kings nonetheless insist on using their scarce resources on the ship. Because of what lies within, the ultimate solution to the Originium problem, or so they believed. Finally, the final door is breached, and it slowly opens to reveal a humanoid creature deep asleep. It is the person they saw within Amiya's memories. Teresa walks forward and extends a hand, awaiting the other party's response. The person's consciousness is still muddled, but they grab her hand. Seemingly on pure reflex, the eyes beneath the hood slowly open, and a gaze lands on the pair opposite, brimming with hope and joy. The black crown floats above her head, as she freely shares everything she knows about this land with the stranger before her. She hopes, they hope, that the savior from the past will be able to solve the land's most ingrained and stubborn disease once and for all. The person is silent for a long, long time. The Kings do not make any sound as they quietly wait for reply. Finally, a question no one can answer rings out in the Great Hall. Where is Priestess? All we care about is Priestess. It's like, nice story, you guys. Thank you for telling me what happened. Thank you for catching me up. So, where is my wife, Priestess? Where is my lady? Come on, Doctor. Be useful here. I'm hoping the Doctor actually helps. If the Doctor does not, I'm gonna be upset. So, where is Priestess? I only want Priestess. Like, I don't know, you guys. All I know is Priestess, 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 Priestess. So good for you, Priestess, being so wanted. Okay, since I did 1 of 3 of Twin Crowns, then afterwards it's Mudrock Storyteller Record, then 3... Okay, I got this. And I'm gonna change the music for Mudrock. What's this one? No, not that one. No, I want this one from Mudrock. Hey, Mudrock. Hey, girl. File 2. Bring me to Castel. She offers her help freely, never bothering to keep count of those she aids. Part 1. I'm serious. Out of all the children of soil and stone I've met before, you're the stoniest of the lot. In here, the voice added. Where? In your head. Look, I know I don't have a body or arms, but surely you can use context to figure out where I'm pointing. Your imagination. Use it! Inside her heavy work clothes, Mudrock reaches out to touch the inner wall of the pipe, visualizing the flow of energy in her mind, and searching for the optimal place to interrupt it. Ooh, for the Twin Crowns. Yeah, definitely nice Teresa's. Helpful Teresa's. More talkative and expressive Teresa's. In a way, it's kind of like a cursed Teresa's because he's so nice and happy and talkative. Laughing at the stuff Amiya says, like, dang. I can't imagine our serious Teresa's being all smiley and happy. The voice ranting and raving inside her head is a revenant, one of the Sarkaz's ancient ancestors. According to him, He had a fated encounter with her, but as Mudrock sees it, ever since she ran to him at a Nymph's ritual, she's been plagued by his incessant nagging every time she goes into the furnace. Of course, the ancestor nagging and nagging and nagging. It always happens. Gosh darn it. The Revenant is attached to a piece of slag within the soul furnace. Burning himself away to provide power to the city, Mudrock does not wish to risk incurring the wrath of Castle's higher-ups by taking that piece out of the fire, so there is nothing she can do to appease the voice. Ever since I heard your stories, I knew you have the most barren imagination among all of them. You can't even use the inherent power of the furnace properly. What a wretched existence! We connect to the furnace nodes to our homes with pipes. They keep us warm every day. The heat's just a byproduct. You've seen what the furnace can conjure up. You need only picture them. Come, perform the ritual again. I'll demonstrate. If I do, will you be satisfied? It's hardly any trouble at all. Mudrock still remembers how it was conducted, so performing it again is a simple matter for her. Just recreate the altar, reenact the rites. The Lord of the Liches and the other Castalian bigwigs have no idea she possesses this particular talent. Oh, you did it. I can feel it. Good. Okay, repeat after me. The Sarkaz enter an empty room. The Sarkaz enter an empty room. The image creating witchcraft within the furnace activates, just as it does when Nymph and the others tell their stories here. The metallic interior of the pipe and the Originium lamps above gradually fade from Mudrock's vision, leaving her in darkness.
Next say, a white light illuminates the room they're in.
As Mudrock repeats his words, the room is filled with a white light of unclear origin, illuminating every nook and cranny.
Impressive. This sort of thing never happened. For the last 200 years, we've been roasting in here. Now tell me, what do you want?
I want to get back to work. Amiya asked me to seal off the pipe by the end of the week. I love that. Thanks, Mudrock. You're great. The illusion flickers a few times as the Revenant lets off another tirade.
Just work with me here! Gah!
Listen.
I need your help to do some testing. This is for Castle's sake.
Fine, make it quick.
Repeat after me. No, wait. Wait, no. I should test something else first. Okay, ask me. What do you want?
Yes, this could work, the Revenant thinks. What do you want?
Humph, well, guns. Lots of guns.
Mudrock is buried beneath a flood of firearms of every make and model, a flood that fills the entire room. Part 2. Oh? You're back rather early today, Mudrock. Crownie dropped by earlier, and we were just chatting about... The squadmate who came out to greet the captain stops mid-sentence. What the hell happened to your clothes? Compensation for material and mental damage. The squadmate makes an oft-used gesture. When the squad and Mudrock had come up with a long time ago, it means, I don't understand a word of what you're saying. My work clothes were damaged during an assignment. These were compensation. What's the matter, Mudrock? No need to get so worked up, Crownie. Actually, no. There is. Of course you're the one who should be worked up, Mudrock's squadmate thinks with a sigh while stepping aside. An ostentatiously dressed yet famished-looking Sarkaz woman bounds towards Mudrock, scrutinizing and stroking the latter's newfound attire. So what is Mudrock wearing that they're just, like, shocked? I wonder... Ooh, okay. That'll be nice if that's foreshadowing how Kazu can be. Or will be. Like, if they could do that in that timeline, in that story. Why not in actual Terra? Or in actual Kazu? This was Crownie Mantle, elegance extraordinaire, a neighbor and acquaintance who happened to be an unemployed tailor. These edges, these fabrics, what an outdated, no classic design. No matter what they say, this is what Victorian formal wear should look like. Oh, I'm going to cry. I will say though, peak lapels don't suit you. And neither does the length of the sleeves. No trace of being hand-sewn. Was this machine-made? Which means they were ready-made, no? Compensation? Poppycock. Mudrock stands silently, waiting for Crowley to finish her commentary, but it never ends. Her squadmates in the house trickle out one by one to see what all the fuss is about. And so, this design, so akin to those rotund bucket-shaped Colombian designs, not only has no history, but I must declare it has no future either. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. The members of Mudrock's squad jokingly applaud. Let's head inside, everyone. As Mudrock proposes this, fatigue suddenly sets in, and she feels a great need to sit down. Mudrock. As a fashion designer who also values practicality, I should remind you that these ready-made clothes will not last during your daily routine. My work clothes. What Crowley doesn't know is that Mudrock is actually already surprised these clothes managed to last the trip home. After all, they were conjured up by the Revenant a few hours ago in the furnace. So this is the Revenant's taste in clothes. I want to judge the Revenant's taste, if it's that bad. She had no choice but to remove her heavy work clothes before she could arduously crawl out from the miniature mountain of guns. It's not quite the same as what Tin Man described. It also seems I can't undo the ritual by myself. Mudrock does not respond, gasping for breath as she stumbles upon the ritual's focus. She concludes the story, her surroundings shimmer, and the interior of the pipe slowly comes back into view. A few guns recently conjured continue to lie on the ground where they appeared. However, there is no sign of her cast-off work clothes. Aha! There really are few remaining here. This witchcraft ritual, plus imagination and narration, and perhaps a little extra something, can make the real unreal. Can make real the unreal. Nymphs are their still illusions. They're a type of hallucination. Yeah, these guns and the huge insects you guys ran into in the pipes earlier are no hallucination. Okay, for the next step, you bring... wait. We can't have you bringing Sanctus stuff out there. Okay, we make some clothes, you wear them out, and we'll know if it's a hallucination or not. If all goes well, imagine the possibilities. Castle's soul furnace will become one big wish-granting engine. Sure, it'll raise all sorts of questions about the witchcraft involved, but we can at least make some cupcakes for you and your buddies, yeah? Where's the harm in that? Ah yes, just for cupcakes. Totally. Without her work clothes, she could not finish the rest of her tasks. Mudrock accepted her ancestor's proposal and left the furnace as he hummed a tune to send her off. Oh, if that's the outfit the Revenant made, you know... Ancestor has good taste. I should ask everyone what they think. Mudrock ponders as she emerges from her memories. I have a spare, now that I mention it, guys. What? Everyone speaks in unison. If arts could create food, would you dare eat it? I would. I would try art's food. It'd be magical. Part 3. Well, how did it go? Mudrock is back inside the pipe, continuing her interrupted work. A familiar voice greets her. It was still there when I left this morning. The Revenant's joy is palpable. Aha! I knew I was right. You witnessed it too. Should we try and make something else? Got anything you want? Or something Kazo needs? Or maybe we can keep going with what we talked about yesterday. Imagine a van full of cupcakes. Or fried fowl beasts, or something. Folks outside are gonna need that. Come on, just start that brain engine. But it's no use. Why not? Here comes the disappointed nagging Mudrock is familiar with. Everyone thought Amiya should know about it, so I went and discussed things with her. Amiya had given a really long lecture, and at her current rate, she most likely wouldn't finish her work today either. Mudrock sighed a silent sigh. She said she already tested it. Illusions of furnace crates only last a few days, and won't function outside the way they do inside. Crowley also said that she's been testing eating the food she secretly conjured up in the furnace. Now, I know why she's gotten thinner. Oh gosh, okay. If it disappears, at first you're like, delicious, nom nom nom, yummy yummy. And then all the calories disappear. Like, good if you're on a diet, bad if you're actually trying to live off of that thing. Yeah, no. Okay, I would eat it as a snack. As a meal, no. As a snack, yes. Because at least as a snack, I don't suffer too much. As a meal, yeah. Bad, 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 bad. Just, The difference with the Revenants is so funny. Tin Man takes a few of them out on an adventure. Nim tells them some stories. While Mudrock is just being pestered by one of them. Pah! The voice makes its annoyance known. The people of the city will keep living their lives as usual. No need to be so down. Mudrock tries to comfort her ancestor. No, you don't understand. I'm a Sancta, haven't you noticed? The burning must have confused you. I'm the only one of us who hasn't been burnt silly. I'm a Sancta Revenant. I didn't know Sanctas could have revenants. Exactly. The question is, who thought me up in this furnace? See? Based on what you said earlier, if I'd left, I'd go from being a piece of slag with a noble and holy soul to just a piece of slag. Right. He sighs. I was originally going to ask you to get me out of here. To trick. Sure, dude. Sure. Ooh, an Umo with the True Wave King's title. Nice. It's fun seeing how many different titles there are. This place seems rather nice, though. Not bad. You finally grew a sense of humor. It seems this miraculous education is the legacy I'll leave upon this great land. Pah! You've seen my relatives. Don't you know what they're like? Then what are you going to do? Let me think. Forget it. Pick me up. The Revenant commanded, and restart the ritual. I love that. Give me uppies. This time, Mudrock does as he says. Since I can't go out, I should at least decorate this dreary space, no? Listen well, young lady. Your elder's about to tell you something you've never heard. A whisper of gust of wind blows out of the depths of the forge pipe, bringing with it a hint of sweetness. Then, accompanied by hearty laughter adorned with joy and freedom, another strange tale abruptly begins. Ooh, so Grandpa's gonna tell us a story. Oh, I like this. This is great. In this case, Grandpa's like, Mudrock, you have no sense of imagination. Let me tell you a story, young one. Listen to Grandpa Sancta. Like, okay, fine. I guess I'll listen to you, Grandpa Sancta. This is silly. I appreciate the silliness. Oh, Grandpa Sancta. And now the storybook ending 3. Okay, I got this. Let me get my scenes ready. And let me switch scenes. Ta-da! Okay, everything's working well. Okay, starting from the beginning. The fated encounter. The black beast clamps its jaws down on the prey's throat until it stops struggling and goes limp. Suddenly, it sees a flash of gold, a creature it's never seen before on the waves. On the wastes. Under the sun, the strange creature's mane shines, its fangs and claws powerful. Curious. The black beast puts down the prey, locks eyes with the creature and shares its prey with the creature. Obtain Doodle of Hope. Oh gosh, my Cancer Cup prep work. So bad. So incredibly bad. But you know, if I get to B, it's fine. B rewards are decent. But yay for the Doodle of Hope. Thousands of years later, the different races have become indistinguishable. Cooperation is how both sides can win. This is what everyone agrees on. Desire to express. Revenants suddenly appear in your tail. They rampage through it, tearing out a chunk of the sky and throwing it onto the ground. In its place, they construct a giant portal. and countless smaller portals pour out from it, swallowing up the living and spitting them out in other times. They'll drive you mad with their antics before they stop. Let Tin Man negotiate. After Tin Man talks things over with them, the revenants quickly leave. Ooh! MLB Daitaku Helios to help with some of the mild skills. Oh, nice! I'm debating who else I want to raise besides Vodka. And maybe Daiwa. Vodka, Daiwa Scarlet. Decisions. I don't have Saiyan Sky, so I can't use her. I mean, there's Maruzensky, there's Golshi. Kind lady. We meet again. A young lady calls out to you. She looks familiar, but you cannot remember her name. Don't bother trying to recall. I'm not in your story, so you'll soon forget even if you do. She takes out a page, seemingly freshly torn out from a book. So you need my help this time. When possessing Doodle of Hope, please help me and my companions. Oh? The young lady seems slightly surprised. Pretty lucky this time to find this drawing. She thinks for a moment and writes something on the paper with her finger. It burns away without flame, turning into spots of light that enter you and your companions. You clench your fists, feeling your body grow stronger. Till we meet again. Don't let us down, alright? She says with a smile. A kind smile. With a snap of her fingers, she vanishes. Ooh. Oh, I like this. Story's end. A young lich perks up when he hears you approaching. I finally found someone alive. He eagerly asks you, "Can you read? Please, tell me how the story ends." You flip to the last page. A Sarkaz hunter is finally caught up to his prey, a Sancta. This is how it ends. Halos appear on both of their heads when possessing Doodle of Hope. How can that be? The lich cries out in surprise, and then falls silent, lost in thought. Could this be the answer his teacher wanted him to find? You notice the lich's ashen white eyes, and a mysterious glow faintly flickering behind his head. Has he taken the story seriously? I love that. Ooh, Suzuka. And get a groundwork built for her. What the heck has groundwork? Because I see people posting about groundwork, but I'm like, what is groundwork? Deciphering evolution. The Far Chaser's revelation forever altered the evolution of the Tikaz, but it took time for all of them to grow halos and wings. During this period, kin of both black and white left behind written records. You discover a library full of these files that could help with the future explorations. You decide to interpret them with the following method. Use an empathy simulator. According to the records, the Tikaz eventually resolved their internal conflicts with empathy. And the document you're reading describes the experience in detail. You imagine with the help of text and simulated empathy how it would be like then. And the feeling leaves a deep impression on you. Deciphered by witchcraft, the record shows you the widespread conflict of this period. Not all Tikaz are willing to transform. And that resistance quickly escalated into violence. The countless ways they resisted remain fresh in your mind. Use traditional witchcraft. According to the records, the Tikaz eventually resolved their internal conflicts with empathy. And the document you're reading describes the experience in detail. You imagine with the help of text and simulated empathy how it would be like then. And the feeling leaves a deep impression on you. Deciphered by witchcraft, the record shows you the widespread conflict of the period. Not all Tikaz are willing to transform, and that resistance quickly escalated into violence. The countless ways they resisted remain fresh in your mind. Possibilities, story to be told. Okay, groundwork gives you a 20% acceleration boost for 3 seconds if you activate this 3 skill at the start of the race. Oh gosh, I don't know if any of my Umas can activate 3 skills at the start of the race. Uh-oh. Oh, and Suzuka already has left-handed and focus in her starting skill set? Huh. possibilities start to be told, you notice the rift open in the corner of Casdell. An immature and incomplete concept brought to life. You watch the scene unfolding inside the gap and decide to fill the gap with your plans. The gap expands until it replaces the original landscape. Meanwhile, a vague sense of connection spreads into your mind. Whatever it is, a new story begins. Lost and Found: The Origins. A hunter is now the hunted, shambling through the Silver Mounts. Each step brings him closer to death. But amidst the relentless metallic onslaught, something seems destined to lead him out of this lethal peril. And if something is a square box. Oh, okay, green skills and focus / concentration will always activate at the start of a race. Oh, I rarely go for green skills, that is bad. Uh-oh. Oh man, that means I'd have to go for green skills. A square box? What will you create for your story? Crimson patterns emerge on the black box, while white light appears on his head and back. As the ebony hunter finds enlightenment, order is established, and a paradise begins to form. He takes a square box back to his tribe to enlighten his kin and share the glory with empathy. In the end, the holy city of Casdell stands proud, with the hunter's sacred horn resting where he found enlightenment. Lost and Found: The Origins. Is that a horn or a gun? Obtain Prophet Horn. It was neither guns nor blades that conquered the elders and ancients, but the law. Soon, the significance of the word Sarkaz transcended race, and Casdell became home to all life. And yeah, holy city of Casdell. It is merely a regular Sarkaz horn, but you know it does not belong to the Sarkaz. The scent of the nemesis is unmistakable. But how can a Sarkaz be a Sancta? You hold on to your doubts and keep the horn with you for now. Shooting City. Casdell's city structure defies logic, roads stretch based on intuition, and the scenery mirrors one's subconscious. Walking through it feels like reflecting on time and space. Consequently, many lose their way, while the city itself watches countless bewildered travelers with great interest. Try to understand the city. You deconstruct the city's logic with your plans and uncover its principle. In this perceivable space, one's creativity condenses into tangible bricks that pave the city. These bricks change with each shift in thought, reshaping the city with every change. You apply this understanding to the road ahead, and Casdell reveals a path to somewhere familiar. I'm back. Okay, so if you build any Uma with left-handed, sunny, and firm green skills, you will activate groundwork for the Cancer Cup. And that is what the race will always be for that cup. Left hand, sunny and firm. Oh gosh, I almost never see those. The one green skill I usually go for is the standard distance. The dissonant sound. An ancient guardian gun lies by the Casdell Soul Furnace. You have a hunch that firing the gun will bring about a groundbreaking change. Pull the trigger. Characters and events flash before your eyes as time rewinds. This backtrack is necessary and inevitable for another possible ending, but it shouldn't be this way. Nothing should be absolutely inevitable. Obtain Time and Light. The first mad howl that awakened the law. A gun fires, and both the nouns Sarkaz and Sancta and Sarkaz are lost, leaving only a radiant and divine word in their wake. Sarkaz. As the gun fires, that vague correction clarifies, revealing the holy city of pure white before you. You reach for the prophet horn, and your belt but feel the steel of another gun. Firing it returns everything to silence, though empathy lingers in your mind. Turning point. Cowards inevitably perish in a hateful age. Blood can slaughtered one after the other, along with anyone keeping their killers away. The enemy did not take his life, if only to derive joy from this twisted joke. All he can do is clutch a photo of his family tightly in his arms. Or is it? Look at the photo again. Have doodle of hope. Obtain Expunger of Hatred. This weapon was forged by those unwilling to be killed by unwilling to be blinded by hatred. It reveals a path. When the fear born of violence overpowers all hatred, then maybe there exists a glimpse of the first light of peace. He only wanted to see his family one last time, but spots something else within the frame. Unobtainable hope and peace between the races. He also sees the enemy who killed his family within the photo, and comes to realization, if violence is not done with hatred or abused, then perhaps fighting can help him realize the hope contained within the frame. After the story's end, the Wendigo warrior fought till his last breath, and died with his hopes and dreams. Only a husk remains, and his story has come to an end. But you get to witness what happens after the story ends. You see, the warrior's horns take root and grow. His corpse seems to refuse his destined death. The Wendigo's horns soon take root in the soil and grow. A tender branch even wraps itself around your finger, conveying his final wish. His death nurtures a new story, with sincere hopes that new life can thrive. The story shifts to a new scene. Bird and Beast's Traveler. Look at that bird and beast go! A bird and beast loaded with luggage stands atop the city ruins, calmly shaking the snow off its body. Where did it come from? How did it get up there? It obviously cannot talk, but it snorts and a notebook falls off its back. It says, "Hiking across Terra, next stop Castle Ruins, looking for guides, compensation negotiable." The inside pages are filled with stamps, the last one hailing from a certain snowcap post office in Drag. Dang, this bird and beast travels a lot. Travel with the bird and beast. Fully loaded bird and beast joins you. Obtain bird and beast pelt. Whip it, and it will flee in terror. Pull on its reins, and it will resist. Ring the bell, hum a tune, and it will follow you to the ends of the land. You make the effort to get the bird and beast down from the ruins. It lowers its head to nuzzle your legs. It must be happy. Cute! You find a bell from its luggage with words engraved on it. All hail Carrot, the great bird and beast adventurer. Ah yes, Carrot. You ring the bell as you go, and the bird and beast Carrot immediately follows suit. I like Carrot. Carrot is the main character here, the MVP. Crater Treasure. A dirt-covered Sarkaz stops you and asks if you'd like to broaden your horizon. I dug up all these in the depths of Casdell. Actual artifacts from the royal courts. He produces a glowing stone, proudly showing the royal court's imprint. Seeing your skeptical gaze, he grits his teeth and promises to throw in a ticket to the Lost Castle Museum. It's a popular attraction, you know. You'll definitely get your money's worth. What do you think, Carrot? Carrot, the bird and beast explorer? His eyes widen. So you're treasure hunters? Why did you say so earlier? You learn from the explorers. You learn from him that the Explorers Association has been established near the colossal Castle crater. The flocking explorers have boosted the local economy and created many jobs such as crater guides. Here on the house, look for me if you want to go underground. I'll give you a discount. Dang, Carrot is famous. I love this. Oh yeah, this is great. This is beautiful. Popular attraction. You see a strangely shaped archgate with the words Lost City Castle welded into its rusty frame. You find a shabby ticket booth with no lion and a sleepy child inside. He shoots you a glance and says, "Free King of Sarkaz souvenir with each ticket. Only 3 clinkers, no refunds." You search your pockets but find nothing you'd call a clinker. Will this work as a ticket? Past the arches, a winding staircase leads downward, flanked by slipshod murals telling the increasingly absurd story of Kazo's crash. Deeper in, you find yourself on a viewing platform. By torchlight, you see a palace made of leaves and straw atop a rocky outcrop, complete with a crooked sign proclaiming, "Actual site for the King of Sarkaz's coronation, crown sold at the ticket booth." I love this. All the merch sells. This is great. Give the ticket seller a piece of your mind. This is a total ripoff. You angrily return to the ticket booth, but now see a Sarkaz covered in dirt inside. He whistles a tune as he picks at his nails, paying your complaints no mind. When you ask for a refund, he suddenly takes out a knife and jabs into the table.
Having a laugh, are we? No refunds, unless you let me gouge at your eyes and see my exhibit.
Suppress your anger and leave. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'm never coming back. I love this. As you pass by the ticket booth, you notice a dirt-covered Sarkaz inside instead of the child. He looks familiar, but you want nothing more to do with this place. So you pretend he doesn't exist and keep walking. When you're far enough away, you hear a muffled sound behind you. Turning back, you see the arch gate has vanished, leaving only a deep hole in the ground. Oh my! Hello, Duck Lord. The uninvited. This duck intrudes into your story out of nowhere. His quack's nerve-wracking, and his web footprint's ridiculous. How did he even appear, and what does he actually want? Forget it. I'm used to it now. Better let sleeping beasts lie. You can't be bothered with this duck, and leave him be. Soon after, he waddles away and vanishes, leaving a tinkling noise that echoes throughout the city non-stop. Could he actually be part of the city? A duck of Kazdel? Quacking mad. This time, the duck and his accomplices are here. They're stepping on gold, stones, books. No, why does it keep changing? What witchcraft is the duck employing? What does he want? Leave him be. Better let sleeping beasts lie. Other than being a tad annoying, he hasn't really gotten in your way, so why bother with him at all? He talks grandly about building Kazdel into a business empire while standing on a pile of shifting objects. You watch him for a moment, then smile and leave. What you fail to notice is that the surrounding decorations are changing too. Though their forms are not final, they're all shaping into the Duck Lord's head. So many duck heads! The scene fades away, and you're back in the wastelands with Carrot. Okay, so Grandpa songed his story. His is the most random. Dealings in blood. This is the Scar Market, where the mercenaries operate. The cutthroats are at your disposal, as long as you can afford them. Deliver the burden beast and loot. When possessing the burden beast belt, even today, bartering remains an ancient Sarkaz tradition. After handing over the burden beast and loot it carries, the boss of the market lets you pick any mercenary you want, while they handle negotiation and payment. Oh, I wanted to keep Carrot. Come on. Scar Market Nexus. I'm sad. I wanted to keep Carrot. Carrot was adorable. The ancient Sarkaz mercenary group has reformed themselves, now appearing on Terra as Scar Market Nexus. You obtained their membership, so now you can do some hiring for free. I'm good for now. You only come to tour the place, so the receptionist arranges a guide for you. A mercenary named Franca takes you around the high-speed battleship they use as a base of operations. Say hello to the boss. When possessing Doodle of Hope, a Sarkaz known as Cliff entertains you. This expert marksman bested all his rivals to become the market's boss, and eventually reorganized the group into this current form. After a brief chat, he entrusts his assistant, Woodrow, to take your mercenary shopping. Ooh, shopping! Inauguration ceremony. Night descends swiftly, and a hot wind stirs ashes and torn page fragments. Tonight marks the first night since Kazo ascended into the sky. The bare soil bears no trace of the city, only hundreds of glowing iron barrels scattered across the landscape. You see Sarkaz engineers throwing stacks of blueprint into the flames. Some of the engineers cast wary glances behind you. Turning around, you face a group of ominous outlanders. An engineer in watch demands to know why you're here, and you respond, We're here for the seminar. When possessing Doodle of Hope. When the engineer hears that you're here for the seminar, they relax and point you the way.
We are friends of all races to thank for Cassio's ascent. The design seminar is to share our experiences with everyone as a token of gratitude.
You follow the Outlanders, who are actually lost, to the event venue, and take many notes. This knowledge will certainly be useful in the future. Falling objects. Hey! Someone shouts from above, but looking up, all you see are heavy gray clouds. Unload more weight from Area C. Damn, are you trying to send Kazo crashing to the ground? Soon after, a torrent of miscellaneous objects pours down, followed by a slow ruin of clothes and scrap paper. You wait until the downpour ceases before approaching for a closer look. Get help to carry them away when possessing Doodle of Hope. You find a Sarkaz herdsman who whistles towards the hills, and soon a few strong farmers show up. There are felines and perros among them, but everyone is fluent in Sarkaz. They happily transport everything back into the village. When you bring up the voice in the sky, they calmly mention it's a regular occurrence. You don't even have to be smart to get up there. Just lucky. The Pious Worshipper. A pious Sancta nun kneels before the holy statue in soft prayer, completely unaware of your arrival. Cautiously observe a Sancta showing up in Castel with a horned holy statue. The strange sight compels you to act cautiously. The nun soon finishes praying and walks towards you. You can tell she's a pure Sancta, but what she places in your hands is a clay Sarkaz figurine. Was she praying for peace and reconciliation between the two races? Is it possible? The nun faces you with a warm smile, offer her hand to you. Oh dear lost kin, let us welcome you to the holy city. Magnificent, harmonious, generous, elegant. Its guardians equally and mercifully examine every individual entering the gates, accepting all who accept it. And of course, his story will end with that. With the pious worshipper. Alright. Well, let's see how this goes. The holy city in the sky. That actually sounds pretty cool. Okay, and then for ending scene of City of Angels. I got this. And then over here. Back out. And again, I derp. Yeah. Uncle Sancta's great. Ta-da! The battle is over. This is a war the Sarkaz have never fought before. The Sancta gains information and slowly advance, the lights have their heads shining brighter than the sun. The guns roar non-stop, and the gun knight leading the procession boasts both a familiar and fear-inducing figure. The land quakes with every step he takes. A gleaming gun, a sturdy shield, like victory itself personified.
Sheathe your weapons, Tikaz.
Under the gun knight's order, the Sancta uniformly stow away their firearms. Sancta? Tikaz? Perhaps the story has gone beyond bizarre, to the point where even the storytellers are unable to understand their own thoughts. Right as they fall into daze, the gun knight appears before them. How magnificent!
Welcome, my yet blessed kin. I am Bojo Kusti, guardian of the holy city.
You look at him!
Follow me. I'll bring you back to Casdell, where enlightenment is at hand, and you will no longer suffer in the dark.
The sincerity in his words seeps into the heart of every Sarkaz. Within this irresistible warmth is a benevolence, a soul exposed, a heaven, a pair of wings with a halo. A light that illuminates all. The gun knight extends his hand. He knows well how to treat his unblessed kin. They are lost, terrified. Thus, he treats them with superhuman patience, accepts their slander and assaults, awaits their heartfelt confessions, until they return to Kasdo and become part of the TCAS once more. This is his duty. So he shall wait. Monster. Monster, what are you doing? And oh, hey, Kelsey. I love the outfit. Follow me, TCAS.
Go, Guardians, protect your kin.
So where are we going? The Sanctus shots separate the feline from the Sarkaz. She skillfully dodges every shot and looks towards Kasdo's holy guards awaiting in the distance. Behind her emerge the elders, the ancients, and fallen angels from their hiding places. To bring enlightenment to their yet blessed kin. To protect the unsullied TCAS from being tarnished by the law. Their battle continues for eternity. Interesting how Kelsey's on the other side. I guess she's a big part of the resistance? Okay, and then 1 to 3 of City of Angels. Part 1. Inside the Holy City. Unlike everything else in the city, laden upon caterpillar tracks, the great main gate of the Holy City of Kasdo, the Pilgrim Gate, is anchored firmly into the soil. It has not moved an inch since the day was completed. Neither ruin nor prosperity can touch it. Its coordinates, its perimeter call sign, the geographical features surrounding it, the routes leading to it from other major settlements. All is transcribed and recited by the legati, who spread it to every corner of this great land. It sees countless visitors. Some seek revelation, some admire its orderliness, some seek a better life, some are compelled by circumstance. But the Great Gate treats all equally, and amidst all, it has never shut its doors, even as catastrophe approaches. Ensuring that a situation requiring its closure never rises has been the duty of generation after generation for the whole of Holy Gun Knights. It is for this reason, those Holy Gun Knights charged with guarding the gate must perform dozens of kilometers worth of perimeter patrols a day in a limited span of time, write their reports, then return to the Pilgrim Gate before the noon sun, whereupon they proceed to patrol the space between the gate and the elevators 42 times. After that comes the night watch, when the Holy Knights aid those who cannot enter the Holy City. As the elevators pause for the night, there they distribute food and other necessities to the people waiting in the untarnished corridor. Oh gosh, what a busy job. Ugh. Like, sheesh. Okay. The automations were not yet widespread. These arduous tasks needed many gun knights working in unison. But nowadays, most of the monotonous rote duties have been taken up by these machines. While the gun knight's duties have not changed, the burden has been lightened significantly. There is no longer need for entire squads to work in concert, and they are no longer required to reside at the foot of the gate. Bojokusti is the sole gatekeeper of the modern age. He alone is enough. And then, you came back? He alone is enough. Of this, the gun knight's young daughter was certain. Yes, though I not know why, it is clear they wish to follow the astray. If I gave the order to fight, I fear there would have been casualties. Casualties among the Holy Knights? Or do you mean among the astray guys? Is there a difference?
We're all compatriots in the end.
Father. Aw, Yelena's here. Yelena sighs, glancing away as though in a sulk. Her eyes dart back and forth as they suddenly seek gaps between the passerby, finally falling upon the clean white walls of the untarnished corridor. It's named so because of the impossibly high walls flanking it on either side, and also because there was once nothing here other than the people traveling to and from the holy city. But now, there are the benches she and her father are sitting on, alongside fountains drawing from water trucks to slake the thirst of travelers, as well as facilities such as mobile bathrooms. Lately, peddlers have even begun to sell balloons in all shapes and sizes, and desserts shaped like animals. All with the permission of the Holy Gun Knights, of course. Bojokusti sits quietly, leaning against the back of the bench, as though basking in the sunlight. That said, the light that shines in the corridor is not truly sunlight. All natural light that shines in is taken and amplified by artificial light sources, all to ensure that not a single shadow blemishes this corridor. At the moment, his thoughts are retreating into all the trivia he knows about the Pilgrim Gate, the place he has long since become so intimately familiar with. Even if he would much rather be putting those thoughts to use and giving his daughter his full attention. This is why he cannot be the first to speak. Unable to share empathy with his daughter, he struggles to express his own difficulties to her. He is a Sarkaz, and Yelena is a courteous. They do not share blood. After several minutes of silence, Bojokusti cannot stand any longer, yet the two of them are so awkward yet in sync. That is cute. The two of them open their mouths at the same time, then both gesture at the other to go first. The courteous takes her chance. Father, do you think Grovea's zeal is right, don't you? Her directness surprises him. It is not how she usually speaks. Still, he is unable to get the intent behind her words.
But he's left Kasdo.
He has. You don't want to tell me what your empathy shared between you two?
No, I already told you. Your brother is also worried you act rashly.
I'm not leaving Kasdo. Unlike her words earlier, her steadfast bearing does not surprise the Holy Gun Knight. He is very familiar with the topic at hand. I'm not giving up on the job. I don't have Sarkaz empathy, so I'm harder to sway than even the most devout Holy Knight. I won't be affected by the stray. The 5th and the 7th tribunals can vouch for my skills, you know that. No, more than that. You're the one who taught me, aren't you? Through the stops and starts, the girl finally finishes speaking. She exhales, then immediately begins thinking of what more to add. I'm not scared of Ripathy either. I'm the family of an apostolic knight. I have the right to sanctuary. Mother also agrees. She says that if you're alright with that, then she is too. Well, most importantly, there's no Kasdelian law saying I can't have this job. If my application passes, it'll also be as His Holiness wishes. I want to see Mama. Bojokusti silently listens to her list reason after reason, just as he has done countless times before. No, he is not pretending to respect his daughter while waiting for the opportunity to shut her down at the end. On the contrary, every time she does this, he tries to let himself be persuaded. Every time, Yelena's list of reasons becomes more robust, more well-structured. Even Helena's acquiesced to her this time. If I were her, I would long for this duty, but why? He cannot share an empathy with his daughter, so he must use the next best thing, try with all his might to empathize with her. So this time, only after a long deliberation and internal struggle, does he give his answer, even though he understands she might not see the difference from his past responses.
I know. When the time is right, I will ask His Holiness what he thinks. Can you wait until then, Yelena?
You see him every day.
But as I said, I don't have the chance to ask his opinion every day. I won't forget.
You're meeting with him today, right?
I am. I'll do my best to find an opportunity, I promise. It's bound to happen one day.
The girl puts on a stubborn tone.
Before then, I promise you, I'll come see you while you're on duty. If you do become a Holy Knight, we'll be meeting while I'm on duty regardless. Now go. I'll see you to the elevators. Then I must go meet His Holiness.
He picks and chooses what he'll report to the Pope of Casdell. Unfortunately, today's report doesn't seem to include Yelena's request.
There's still time. Bojokasti thinks. Still time to convince himself, just like the time he confronted his son. A loss on his part, yet again. His son was right about the Holy City's judgment. His daughter is right when it comes to his condition. And surely, he thinks some of that comes from me being their father? He still serves peace under the law today, but does he also serve its guidance? If peace itself is at risk, who should he defend? Rumor has it that some Tikas have the power of prophecy. Bojokasti does not believe he has the ability, but he can sense that change is about to come. Yelena cannot become a member of the Holy Knight.
Aw, poor Yelena.
Part 2. Outside the Holy City, approximately 20 kilometers from the Holy City of Casdell's Pilgrim Gate, lies a patch of giant originium clusters. The gate cannot move, and so it has no choice but to ignore the intruding clusters. In some areas outside Casdell, the clusters are starting to rival the buildings in height. In others, the black spikes have begun to crawl up the white walls of the city. These clusters are too close to the gate. The Holy City's cannons will not target this place. In order to protect the people traveling to and from the city, the Holy Knights avoid fighting close to the clusters as much as possible, and do not patrol as they did in the past. This could be considered a form of mutual understanding between the Holy City and the guerrillas camped here. Kelsey and the guerrillas have clashed with the Holy Knights near the Pilgrim Gate for several years now. At first, it was because of citations from the law of the Holy City that forbade her from entering. Then it was those who were dissatisfied, ceaseless in their spontaneous gatherings and protests against the city's forced revelations, or whatever other system they had issue with. Now, the Black Thorns knock at their walls. The Holy City ignores them. Kelsey does not wish to go to war with Casdell. At the urging of one of her old habits, she and her comrades try to dissuade the gatherings, while slowly looking for some other means to enter the city. And now... oh no, not another fight. Come on. Aw, man. You notice some patterns even when the storytellers leave the story? The story's still ongoing? True. Like with the Twins Part 3. Ooh. Oh, that's a fun leyline spot. Nymph and the storytellers are being summoned. The leyline, which is the sole furnace of Casdell, even if it is a different Casdell, it will still have its soul furnace. In a way. Oh no. To an extent too. Would all of these stories kind of be like lost bouts? Uh-oh. Oh man. The guerrillas found several towering hills. Atop them, they hammered stakes until they hit bedrock. Between the stakes, they raised a giant dust shield woven from complex textiles, covering the entirety of the area, before finally placing all their vehicles, equipment, and the like in the space between the hills. This was a safe camp for them. They had their ways of reducing how much the growing originium clusters disturbed them. Nymph spent the past few days locked inside a car under the giant awning. Lemon and Gravazio have been protesting my treatment from the start. I admit I was too cautious. The white-haired feline says so calmly. Nymph hasn't asked her name, but knows this is Kelsey. She's a near-perfect match to the vivid description given to her by the Revenants. I have no reason to believe you've told any significant lies these last few days, and so we've decided that for the time being, you may freely walk around our camp. All we ask is that you do not leave. Nymph quickly seizes the opportunity to ask the question that's been plaguing her this whole time.
Can I ask what happened to my friends who are with me? Of the people in your group who are granted protection, you're the only one who we know the whereabouts of. Kelsey pauses and furrows her brow before continuing. What I mean is, during a period of inattention on our part, they seem to have disappeared. Oh no, where are they wandering? Or actually, they're probably having fun. Tin Man's on an adventure, probably going for all the delicious foods. Mmm, yummy, yummy. Oh yeah, he could eat in the holy city of Casdale. Like, ooh, fun. There's another reason we went to such measure to detain you, she adds. Then why am I still here? Do the Revenants not want to leave? It's been days since she had last heard the voice of her ancestors, though. We can hazard a guess based on what we understand of you from these past few days. For the first time, Nymph thinks she sees a wisp of haze flit across Kelsey's vibrant green eyes. Your point does not require self-reference. You would not lose yourself in the plains of decision. Before the Dajjal can ask what this means, the shouting of the sentinels interrupts them. Automatons. And now wait a second, door opening. I was given an energy drink. Interesting. Cotton candy, rise, fuel energy. Too bad it's not a monster, so I can't use it as a catalyst. Or maybe I could use it as a catalyst. Maybe Monster would appreciate some cotton candy energy drink. Mmm, yummy. I'm not gonna open it right now. I don't need it just yet. I'd rather have been brought in food. Automatons. Kelsey leaps away, disappearing in the blink of an eye. At first, Nymph stares blankly ahead before snapping out of it and following Kelsey. The gorillas are running pell-mell to their posts. She stumbles among the crowd, running out from under the awning, just in time to see a smoking brass drone crash into the ground. Next, someone yanks her into the shadow of an Originium cluster, muffling her cries of pain with her hand. It's Kelsey. Her other hand grips a greatsword. On the other side of the narrow trail leading out, the black monster that listens only to her crouches by the crystalline fork in the path across from them. Monster's too strong for you? Huh. Never tried gamer subs. I wonder if it'd be too sweet. I don't like super sweet drinks. Which is ironic since I love eating sweets. But for energy drinks, I like sour. Several new drones fly through the sky. It appears there's no one left under the awning. They're in a directional search protocol formation, but there are far too few of them. Kelsey tilts her head, quietly talking into the transceiver on her shoulder. Yes, it must have something to do with her, but it's most likely the work of one person. That, or they want to negotiate. They don't have sugar? Interesting. Oh no, is it like... Does it have like that weird sugar-free substitute thingy? For some reason, sugar-free drinks that are kind of like sweetened, they taste funny. Like heck, regular Monster versus sugar-free Monster? Regular Monster top tier. Sugar-free Monster, I'm like... It has like a weird flavor. Huh. Interesting if they don't have that then, that's good. Because yeah, those sugar-free like sweeteners, bleh. Just bleh. I don't know why, but they just don't taste good to me. Part of Nymph is thinking that she doesn't understand a word of what was said, while another part realizes the feline has still an iron grip on her arm.
Knock them down to send a message, but wait for them to show themselves first.
The moment she speaks, the drone seems to suddenly stop in midair before falling to the ground. After a short while, long enough for Nymph to think the alarm should have stopped by now, Kelsey rushes out from her hiding place like an arrow. Soon after, there's a sound of steel against steel. No, it is a sound of one giant object clashing into another. Kelsey jumps up, slamming her weapon into the raised shield of her opponent. With a shout, her servant, the monster with the sickle-shaped claws, slithers its way towards the exposed weak points of the shield-bearer's armor. At nearly the same time, a pink shadow leaps to the peak of the clusters behind Kelsey's enemy. Quiet lightning erupts from the tip of the slender object in their hand. But in the next moment, the shield-bearer, Nymph, can now clearly see that he is a gun knight clad in silver and white, swats away the sword at the sword-wielding feline while holding down the monster with his foot. With his free right hand, he catches the etched ammunition flying at him from behind. Dang, that is epic.
I'm unarmed. I came here to talk, not to battle.
We'll need to confirm that first. The guerrillas appear from between the clusters and the hills, all manner of weapons aimed at the gun knight.
Is he telling the truth, Lemoine?
As soon as Kelsey speaks, the pink-haired Sarkaz jumps down from the crystal. A halo atop her head wobbles as though it cannot keep up. The Reverend Gun Knight tells no lies, it seems. The angel waves her hand towards the camp, and the crowd scatters.
Would you like some tea, Reverend? Maybe some cookies? Not sure that we have any, though. No need, Dame Kelsey.
Yes?
His Holiness would like to meet that comrade of yours.
And if I refuse?
He said prolonging the matter would harm both sides. You should know this. His Holiness guarantees this meeting's goal is not to grant her revelation.
Bojukusti pauses for a moment.
I will also guarantee your safety.
I do wonder why Lemoine's on this side. And now part 3. The other opening. A group of gorillas slide across the ice at high speed. The ice was conjured by arts, and is far harder than actual ice. The Holy Knights firing from below cannot even scratch it. This is Yelena's masterpiece. It grows according to her will, extending faster than they can slide along it. Kelsey leads the group ahead of Yelena, directing where her ice should spread. Behind them, a revitalized Nymph shuts her eyes tight as she murmurs. As she does, every approaching automaton quickly rusts away, turning into nothing more than the sand in the breeze. Lemoine nimbly jumps around atop the ice, brandishing her slender guardian gun like a conductor's baton. No one hears the sound of guns firing, whether it's from her gun or from the sniper automatons. Oh? What is like Sancta Bojukusti is like a boss. Instead of a halberd, he shoots cannon all across the battlefield. Oh dang! That is epic. And ooh, sure, let me check real quick. Load, please. Oh wow, I'm actually surprised by how tiny a little cup for grabbing the flavoring is for that. Oh, I'd be so bad. I'd pour way more. Whether it's from her gun or from the sniper automatons, I'll just add that small bit of mix per 8 ounces of water. Only that much. Dang.
Yelena, we're approaching our destination.
Actually, wait. No, from the top. The other opening. A group of gorillas slide across The ice at high speed. The ice is conjured by arts, and is far harder than actual ice. The Holy Knights firing from below cannot even scratch it. Okay. 24 ounces at once, so 3 servings per drink and 1 drink per day. Oh gosh, how much are you even allowed to drink per day? The ice is conjured by arts, and is far harder than actual ice. The Holy Knights firing from below cannot even scratch it. This is Yelena's masterpiece. It grows according to her will, extending faster than they can slide along it. Kelsey leads the group ahead of Yelena, directing where her ice should spread. Behind them, a revitalized nymph shuts her eyes tight as she murmurs. As she does, every approaching automaton quickly rusts away, turning to nothing more than sand in the breeze. Lemon nimbly jumps from atop the ice, brandishing her slender guardian gun like a conductor's baton. No one hears the sound of guns firing, whether it's from her gun, from the sniper automatons. Yelena, we're approaching our destination. Ever since parting with Bojakusti, they've been making their way through Castel's crowded nomadic plates all day. At times, they would slink around underground. At others, they would use arts to speed between the rooftops. Okay, that must be kind of fun, just sliding around on ice. Oh, a lot of it's water, you just don't want to drink all of it at once. Whenever I bring energy drinks to work, that's just what keeps me alive. Every so often, I just sip it. Like, gulp. Because if I drink it all at once, like, sure, it's fun, but at the same time, I use it as a little reward. I'm like, ooh, you're tasty, so... Like, answers phone call, okay, done with phone call, gulp. Answers email, okay, gulp. Delivers mail, okay, gulp, 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 gulp. I know. At first, Yelena was the one who led the way, but as they gradually went deeper into the city, Kelsey became the one most familiar with the routine. There should be a piece of actual ground up ahead, surrounded by plates, no elevators, but that shouldn't affect us. Our objective is buried beneath, but we don't need to dig. I know of a passage, one the TCAS tried a long time ago. Kelsey turned her head to look at Yelena. Your father wouldn't want you coming with us, Yelena. He's not here. Very well. I have another task for you then. Keep an eye on Nymph. Whatever you do, do not let her out of your sight. Alright. Yelena answers. Eh? Nymph asks. We're soon to arrive at the most important point in the entirety of this land. Kelsey speaks without a hint of emotion. Part of the reason I have been trying to enter Castel all this time is this place. I do not wish to act rashly, not the slightest, but the results of the meeting between Nymph and the Pontiff of Castel went far beyond my expectations. The moment he started bringing large quantities of those crudely cut clusters into the city, I was out of time. What are we looking for? Someone I wish to place all my trust in, but also someone I do not wish to disturb. Nymph, you must tell them where you come from and what you have experienced. Until then, you must not disappear, though I believe you will not. You're the only point of not requiring self-reference. You will not lose yourself into the planes of decision, even if your appearance means the lives we live are meaningless. They're different, and I know they are here. If we are to continue our struggle, then perhaps we must beseech them for aid. Grovazio, you haven't changed. The change will require me to wholeheartedly harm a fellow TCAS. So yes, father, I haven't changed, but I have long since transformed. Bojokusti thinks back to the second time he visited the Astray camp, and the brief conversation he had with the slim youth, his own son, of his blood. Now, the young man's father was preparing to wholeheartedly harm a fellow TCAS. The one before him wears a black robe, his back towards him, your average middle-aged TCAS. Your Holiness, I did not summon you, Reverend Bojokusti. I beseech you,
Return to the Palace of Reason. Rescind your allocution. Then I beseech you to return to your post. No doubt the situation at the Pilgrim Gate is rather chaotic. Unfortunately, your allocution is the cause of the chaos. I ask you, where are the other pontifical defenders? They're resting, which is good. They will never see this insane side of you. By the time they are awake, it will all be over.
Bojokusti grips his halberd. For the sake of this moment, he has chosen to lay down his guarding gun.
Bojokusti, yes? Do you know the term Sarkaz? Those who deny their kin, or perhaps those without a home? No, I do not know this word. What is Kasdale's calling? Conversion, acceptance, accommodation. What elevates the Tikaz above all other people of this land? There's nothing special about the Tikaz, which is why we accept and accommodate. Then why do you stand against me? The law has told me of our kin, suffering within arm's reach. But if Kasdale stand by and do nothing? Your words are the ramblings of a madman. I do not know of this place within arm's reach, but your decision has brought harm upon the people outside.
He waves his halberd, pointing out the immense window spanning from floor to ceiling.
Originium is a danger we must face. These were your words. But the law has corrected me. Do you remember the visitor I asked you to bring? The one you quietly spirited away? It was she who conveyed the will of the law. In the initial design, decision axis can only flow in one direction. Strange words begin to appear in the Pope's voice. But Originium, and only Originium, has the potential to break this restriction.
At first, the voice speaks quietly, but meaning gradually creeps in.
Kasdale will accommodate the Sarkaz. This is our true destiny.
The voice's master turns away, his face wrapped with ecstasy. Oh, dude is enjoying this way too much. Bojokusti decides to stop listening.
Father, enlightenment should be a choice. It should not be forced upon someone.
With the words of his kin cleansing his thoughts, the Holy Gun Knight points his halberd at the Holy City's enemy. Well, it seems the Pope went crazy. Alrighty. Oh gosh, how will these stories end? Funny considering this one is brought to you by Uncle Sancta. Uncle Sancta, how do you want your story to end? Do you want a happy ending? Are you gonna show Mudrock the power of imagination? Or are you gonna make Mudrock be like, you know what? Imagination's not worth it. I wanna go back to work. It'll be funny if he doesn't even impress Mudrock at all. Or if she's just like, cool story, bro. And then just goes back to doing her thing. Like, Nymph will be having fun, of course, but Mudrock. I can't wait to see Mudrock's reaction. Like, if we see Mudrock's reaction, it'll be entertaining. But oh man. Between these two stories, the one I'm more excited for is the Twin Crowns. Because the Twin Crowns is so sweet. It'll be fun eventually knowing how these all end. For now, we leave off on a cliffhanger. And it's a good cliffhanger. Very, very good. So woohoo! Got through 2 other parts technically. For part 2. Ehehehehe. Oh, this is fun. The Soul Bridge is just having fun at this point. Now that they're allowed to interact with others, they just wanna have fun, and I don't blame them. After being crotchety old men, of course they want to have some entertainment. So, you know, let's give this to them. They deserve it. I'm happy for the ancestors. They're just like, more stories, 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 stories. The only one upset by this is Fremont. He's just like, gosh darn it. Why do you guys keep asking for more stories? Get back to work! They're like, no, story time. It is story time now. Eehehehe. Oh gosh, if these are all different Terras, I'm kind of afraid of, like, if they're gonna have bad endings like Lost Belts. Like, oh no. But now there's hope. It could be fine. At least one of these should have a happy ending, I assume, and if not, oop. Like, come on, let's tell the Revenants a story with, like, at least a decent ending. If not happy, at least bittersweet, please. At the very least, the Twin Crowns, I believe, will be bittersweet. This one, oh gosh, it might end in chaos. And it's all because of Uncle Sancta. Silly Uncle Sancta. But we'll continue next time. AKA on Wednesday, woohoo! But seeing as they do eventually let the Revenants pass away in peace, meaning reaching into those Terra isn't available anymore. They deserve to rest. Except for the ones that are just going around with Tin Man. They're just having a fun adventure. And good for them. They get to eat all the fast food across the land. Like teehee. Ooh, if there are any other storytellers besides Nymph that want to visit our Casdale. In that case, the furnaces in the other worlds, they could travel here if anything. And then see all the craziness. Oh man, I wonder what they think of this world. They might like it. Or at least some of them would like it. Some would probably be like, what is this chaos? But others would be like, ooh, interesting, entertainment. Like, all worlds are fun in a way. So woohoo! Do the thing. I wonder if there's anything in the fridge I can warm up. If not, I hope there's still more instant noodles. And if there's not, I'm gonna steal my little bro's instant noodles if I can't have my own. I have spicy ones. I want my spicy bulldog noodles. And if I can't have that, sad. Like, boo! At least they could enjoy it while they can. It's all just a passing dream right now. But a fun one. I can see why they get addicted to going back and back and back. Why Nymph guys would be like, I want to continue the dream. I want to see more. Like, I get that. Except for Mudrock, who's just like, you know what, it's fine. Mudrock, the only one who's immune. So it's gonna be funny seeing how this ends. But with that being said, thank you for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of the day and epic gacha luck. I'm not gonna use this energy drink to summon monster. Instead, I'm gonna make some instant noodles. And maybe enjoy this tonight, or maybe tomorrow. I'm debating. Because it's cotton candy flavored, it could be dessert. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye!